Welcome to Psychology and Culture. My name is Christina Alles, and I am your professor. And the purpose of this video is just for you to be introduced into my course and get an understanding of some of the aspects of the course that I feel are most important, at least in regards to your success and why you would even take this course. I do apologize. This is not my typical voice. I've been fighting a cold the entire break, and I am recovering from that, so my voice is not always this scratchy. But I still wanted to introduce myself and be able to provide you some useful information for you to be able to succeed effectively in psychology and culture. This is an all-online course, so for the entire semester, all assignments will be provided online. Any quizzes are online. I call them quizzes instead of exams because truthfully, an exam is an important method for assessing understanding of terms, but because this course is such a application-based course, so basically how culture affects psychology in general, and how, or vice versa, how psychology affects culture, and how we see that in the world. It's not just a definitional course. A lot of it is applied, and we have to be able to recognize things and know when things are occurring, when we see them in a natural setting. A lot of this course is based on writing. So that's why I wanted to have this video, is to be able to discuss with you how important writing is. I know many of you are like, oh, I hate writing assignments. This is not an English class, but that doesn't mean that you don't need to use appropriate grammar, etc. The expectations in this course is that you can write at the college level, meaning you should be able to use appropriate grammar, complete sentences, break with paragraphs when necessary. This should be used in every aspect of your writing. So you will have what's called application activities. These are in-depth writing assignments that you can actually write about certain topics, certain questions related to the topics that are proposed to you, and connect them to the real world, or connect them to maybe videos you've seen that we've presented, or in your own life. But that writing has to be organized and clear for me to understand that you not only know how the terms are defined, but you also are able to apply the terms in behavior, because psychology is the study of the mind and behavior. So I want to be able to see both aspects. Do you not only know how to define things, but are you able to apply those definitions in a real world setting? So when you're writing, you always want to make sure that you're including those two aspects. A definition, an appropriate definition for the term, for the terms that you use. And when I say appropriate definition, I mean the terms are defined from a psychology and culture standpoint. So definitions shouldn't be looked up through like Wikipedia or Google or dictionary.com, because some of the same words have multiple definitions or different definitions depending upon different fields of interest. I want you to look at everything specifically from the psychology standpoint. So make sure that when you're defining things, you're using your course resources. So textbook, PowerPoints, these videos, if there's videos that help to add to the content, those are useful. So using the appropriate definitions and then applying them. So there has to be both of those components there in your writing assignments. I want you to be aware that when you're writing, you should be careful that you're not using texting grammar. So when you text your mom or you text your friends or your girlfriend or boyfriend, there's often a lot of little shortcuts that you do. You don't really check spelling, or you don't use whole words. You might use shortened abbreviations. Often the biggest red flag is when you're referring to yourself as I, not using a capital I. That's texting grammar, and that's okay when you're texting your grandmother or your mother or your father or your friends or girlfriends or boyfriends or whoever. But when you're writing for this course, you cannot use texting like grammar. You need to use appropriate writing, appropriate grammar, and that is something that I really weigh heavily on, because you don't want someone to be unable to understand what you're saying. And if you have ever texted someone and they misunderstood what you were saying, often that is because of that text-like grammar and not using appropriate grammar. Because using appropriate grammar helps you to use kind of accent and tone and emphasize things and make sure there's true subjects and things like that. And so then there's no miscommunication of your understanding or your communication. So please be sure that you're using appropriate grammar. We do have a writing center in the library that can help you. There's a link on your Canvas webpage, Canvas course, to get help with writing. So you can always submit your work to that writing center and have them grammar check it for you. And that will be very beneficial over the course of the semester. So all of your assignments are in Canvas, excuse me, and you can find everything under modules. So all of those will be dated. Be sure to check frequently in Canvas for date changes, because sometimes things change, or I find that you need an extension, or maybe the course was set up originally with a wrong date. So make sure that you're checking frequently. And I look forward to getting to know you over the semester. Please do not hesitate if you have any questions. Thank you.